Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new facelifted 2024 Mazda MX-5 Miata Grand Touring RF.
And a big thanks to Ben at Furman Mazda in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Ben.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the MX-5 Miata has been Mazda's two-person sports car since 1989. The fourth generation Miata that you see here has been with us since 2015, bringing alongside the RF model that you see here sitting on top of the Miata lineup with a stiffer, quieter, and more premium retractable hardtop. For 2024, the Miata gets a facelift featuring new lights, wheels, and a tweaked grille. Inside, the Miata upgrades to the new 8.8-inch infotainment system, dropping the previous 7-inch screen. Miatas with manual transmissions now get a standard limited slip differential with suspension and steering tweaks to help out the handling. We also get a couple new advanced safety features too. There are 5 trims for the 2024 Miata, ranging from the $29,000 base Sport up to the $40,000 Club RF. Here we have the Grand Touring RF with a $37,000 base price. What else we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So as you mentioned, we get a tweaked grille, new lights, but for the most part, it's a very typical Miata front end styling. Great looker and a really good handling vehicle. We get functional airflow in both corners, solid airflow for the radiator up front for this 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. The wheel and tire setup, they're relatively small wheels. You only get a 4-lug pattern in the center, but they're good lookers. Black and silver contrasted 17-inch rims wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza summer performance tires. Dimensions are 205/45 R17s, which should be wide enough to put the power down and should be thick enough to keep the ride quality relatively plush. We get a halogen side marker light, solid amount of distance from the front door gap to the wheel wells, making this look like a really aggressive styled sports car. Hopefully you guys can pick it up through the side profile. With the RF, we get the hardtop, which not only looks a lot more premium, it's also quieter and gives this car a way more solid feel, not only from the interior perspective, but also from a driving dynamic perspective. We had an additional pillar, the gas cap out rear is pushed to open, no easy fill, and premium fuel is recommended for this higher output 2-liter 4-cylinder. LED third brake light, LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights, and it looks aggressive. Reminds me a little bit of a Ferrari California back here. Mazda logo in the center, Skyactiv G on the right, MX-5 on the left, backup camera in the center, and our dual exhaust tips. Well, it's a single exhaust with dual tips. But speaking of the dual tips, let's fire up this 2-liter 4-cylinder for this MX-5 for 2024 and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder sold by Mazda for the 2024 Miata. And it sounds pretty good, cranking out 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. Made it to a 6-speed manual transmission. You can expect 0 to 60 in around the mid 5-second range, making it a no-joke performer. But what you see is basically what we get. The motor is pushed pretty far back to help out the weight balance tremendously, and the strut tower braces, as you see, should also help out the handling. Battery up front. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2024 Mazda MX-5 Miata one more time in this red metallic paint color. Absolutely gorgeous. It's like a $500 option, but on this car it just completely transforms the overall look of it, especially in the sun. But the interior here on this Grand Touring RF model is also very premium. We don't get soft touch material up top, just body color, aluminum door handle, but everything else is leather stitch. Gushy soft leather armrest, 2-window auto on touch, lock and unlock, 4-way adjustable mirrors, and a booming Bose audio system. It's not any different compared to Mazda's other vehicles with Bose audio systems, but this interior is like half the size, a quarter of the size, so the sound quality is unbelievable. It literally shakes your skull. The seats, I wish they were a little bit more supportive, but they're still comfortable. You sit in the seats really well, so the bolsters just don't appear as supportive as they actually are. They're not power seats, unfortunately, but you can still recline, drop, lift, and slide the front seats, all with latches and knobs. But taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, foot on the clutch, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But overall, compared to the 2023 Miata we reviewed in this channel, not a whole lot has changed, at least for the interior, outside of this larger 8.8-inch infotainment screen. It's still not a touchscreen, everything's adjusted with this dial in the center stack, but it is still an upgrade compared to the previous model year nevertheless. The steering wheel is decently thick, solid 10-2, 9-3 fits perfect in your hands. Horn area is rubberized, the horn, not the loudest or most aggressive, but people should still hopefully get out of your way. We'll do a window check. I doubt we get dual panes. They're not dual panes, but they're thick, and it's pretty funky overall shape because of the smaller overall pillar size. On the left side, volume and skip controls. You can hang up and answer your phone calls with voice commands. On the right side, we have our cruise control adjustments, and part of the advanced safety features that are added for 2024 include adaptive cruise control. The stocks have very satisfying click, auto headlamps, that's appreciated, and auto rain sensing wipers. We get a tilt and telescoping steering column too, auto high beams, 360 sense, so you can turn off the traction control, and you can press and hold to turn off the stability control, putting you in race mode. I'm not going to try that out for the purpose of this review. We'll leave it in all of its normal modes and just try out this engine and transmission combo with their new limited slip differential for the manual transmission and the suspension and steering tweaks too. On the right side of the steering wheel, we have a Camaro style air vent, same thing for the left of the steering wheel and on the passenger side. The dashboard has a rubberized texture to it, but it's all hard plastic for the most part. Hopefully you guys can get a good look at your pedals down below. The hazards in the center, the air vents in the center outlined in some gloss black trim. Automatic climate control is just single zone, but you have actual dials to adjust it with vent controls in the center and an auto vent control so it adjusts automatically where it blows the air. You can drop this hard top with a click of a button. You press and hold and the mechanism works pretty quickly, but you got to keep your finger on it for it to work. You can't just press one touch like with some of the more expensive hard tops. But it's a pretty quick overall process. You can do this up to 6 miles per hour. I believe once you cross 6 miles an hour, it stops the process. But overall, there you go. I'll take a step outside. Hopefully you guys will get a good idea of what this 2024 Miata looks like with the hard top down. It still looks really premium. This is why you go with an RF over a regular Miata. You want that stability and you want that premium look of the hard top end. Once you take it out on some higher speeds, it is significantly quieter in the interior. But I'm going to close the hard top up because, as you guys see, it is 97 degrees right now in Tampa, Florida. Absolutely no reason for me to bake in this ridiculous heat. The roof closes up pretty quickly. It actually closes up quicker than it opens. That's pretty appreciated, especially if you get caught out in the rain. The windows don't automatically lift all the way up. You gotta press and hold. Wow, I know, really big deal, but you do have to lift them back up. Backup camera, foot on the clutch. You gotta push down all the way to the left and push up. And now we're in reverse. Very high resolution screen. We don't get trajectory, but we do get guidance lines, so that is appreciated. You throw right back into neutral and we return right back to the previous screen. We have heated seats up front too for the Grand Touring RF, 2 USB-C ports. This little dial over here adjusts your 8.8-inch infotainment screen. The home screen includes information, entertainment, communication, navigation, and settings. Navigation, you got to put the SD card in. Mazda sells it for about $400 in their lower trims. This Grand Touring will get the SD card when it gets purchased, but they don't put it in for some reason when it's not purchased because they're afraid that somebody's going to break in and steal them. I don't think they're going to break in and steal them because you can get them on eBay or Amazon for like $40-50 and it'll work just like a Mazda factory SD card, but to be honest, maybe that's how eBay and Amazon get those chips, is by stealing them from the dealership. So I guess I can understand why they don't do it on all of their floor models. I've mentioned it in just about all my Mazda videos. My grandpa drives a 2023, I believe, Mazda CX-5, and we got him the SD card from Amazon.com. It was $60 and his navigation works perfectly fine. So if you're going with the lower trim that doesn't come standard with navigation, instead of paying for that $400-500 option, I recommend just go on eBay or Amazon and get it from them. We get our actual parking brake over here in the corner, volume and skip dials, decent padding for this armrest. We can open it up and there's some storage. That's about as far as I'm willing to say. You'll fit like 7 or 8 lighters in there. I don't think you'll really fit anything else. I like the leather stitching though for where your knee will often hit, making this interior feel a lot more premium. 2 cup holders back here and a lockable storage compartment. basically functioning as a glove box because we do not get a glove box in this interior. The Bose sound system also has speakers in the headrests, helping the sound system sound like one of the best in the business, especially since this interior is so small. All the sound vibrations just rattle around all throughout in a wonderful way. That's about it though, guys, for this interior. You get a frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3 garage home link settings, and the interior lights do not appear to be LED. That's about it though, guys, for the interior. Let's check out the cargo space real quick, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2024 Mazda MX-5 Miata out for a drive. So to open up the trunk, there's a button in the lower right corner. Once I find it, there it is. The trunk itself, it was small on the soft top. The hard top gives you even less of an overall cargo space. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much there is. The opening is a decent size though, so you'll be able to fill it up pretty well, but for the most part, I don't even think you'll fit a Costco box in here. If any, you may fit one if you're lucky, one of those deep, narrow ones. You're definitely not fitting one of those shallow, wide, square Costco boxes in this trunk. But that's not why you buy a Miata. You buy a Miata for the fun. If you're going to hang out with your friends, you can definitely fit a couple cases of beer back there or whatnot, some sodas, some lunch, snacks. That's what you buy this vehicle for. You buy it for fun. You don't buy it for practicality. If you're buying a vehicle for practicality, I would recommend going away from a Miata, but I'm pretty sure that goes without saying. You buy this for its performance, and speaking of the performance, let's take this 2024 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF Grand Touring out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, before we take this car for a drive, I just want to show you guys the window sticker here on this 2024 Mazda MX-5 RF with the Soul Red Crystal Metallic exterior. That's a $595 option. $45 is the first aid kit, $90 the roadside assistance, wheel locks for $75, and the weather package for $225. Standard features, you guys can pause, take a look. We do get Bilstein's shock absorbers. That should help the handling out tremendously with the asymmetric limited slip differential now available with manual transmissions, 8.8-inch touchscreen too. Anyway, $38,000 after the options, $1,185 destination charge, totaling this out at $39,225. 29 combined MPGs, 26 in the city, 34 on the highway. But taking a step out in the 2024 MX-5 Miata, let's do exactly that and see what it's got. The clutch is predictable, throttle response feels good, not bad. Taking a step out here, we can open her up a little bit on this private road on the S. Ooh. Yep, this thing can get up and go really well. Not even the slightest hint of wheel spin with this limited slip differential. Taking a step out here, we can try it out over the speed bump. You feel it, but it's not terrible. Clutch is predictable, transmission is nice and notchy. Steering feels good. Speed bump. Not bad at all. I mean, we just came out of the CX-70, both PHEV and 3.3, and this doesn't really feel like it rides a whole lot worse. Bump. Yeah, guys. Can't complain too badly. We can take a step out here. Lean into it a little bit more. There is a truck coming our way, so we're not going to be too reckless on the gas. Yeah, it's a very notchy transmission. You do hear a reasonable amount of road noise, but you hear less road noise with this hard top compared to the soft top, to be expected. Good rev match downshifts, but it's not automatic. Steering feels great. Handling feels great. Ooh! It definitely gets up and goes very well. We can try one out off the line. Ooh! No need to beat it up any further. Whew, this thing is quick. I'm not going to do anything heel toe, so we'll just get ourselves situated and go. Yeah, no need to beat it up any further. This thing can rip really, really well. I I wish it had auto rev match downshifts because, as I just said, I'm not an expert manual transmission driver. I don't want to heel toe, so I would have to take my foot off of the brake before I started my downshift process, which makes things a little bit slower. But for a dealership car, somebody's potentially owning this, I'm not going to heel toe and potentially grind the gears or all that. So for me personally, I would prefer a button that gave us auto rev match downshifts. But that's my only complaint with this sports coupe. I mean, like, that just shows you volumes on how impressive it really is. The steering feels so good. The shifter feels so good, throwing it in way quicker than we should. Handling is unbelievable here. Low end torque, yeah, it may not have the most low end torque, but with 150 foot-pounds, wouldn't necessarily be expected. That mid-range though and top end, very impressive. Taking a step out here, we can open her up a little bit more. No need to beat it up any further. Revving out to like 7,600 RPM. At 60, we're revving it around 2,500 RPM, which makes the throttle really responsive, but it may not potentially help your fuel economy that much. But 29 combined MPGs in a sports car, that should be more than good enough. Guys, this thing is sweet. At around 60, yeah, you start to hear the road noise a little bit. Wind noise, you do hear it, but compared to the soft top, it is significantly less. Yeah, guys, just cruising along in 6th gear on the highway, definitely a way quieter experience compared to the soft top. Doesn't take a whole lot of effort to keep this thing moving. We can downshift it to 3rd gear on the gas. Woo! Yeah, guys, this thing is quick. We can try out a real-world turning radius test really quick. One more acceleration and get this thing back to Furman Mazda here in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, guys, if you're looking for a sports car under around the $40,000 price point, wow, that biker just ran into the middle of the road. But okay, you're looking for a sports car under 40,000 bucks. You are not looking for anything with an insane amount of power. You prefer having top level options and features more than you care about like loud, noisy V8s. And let's be honest, 0 to 60 at around 5.3, 5.4 seconds. Compared to V8 muscle cars of the past, like Mustangs from 2008, 2009, this is quicker than something like that. Getting 30 miles per gallon, it looks good, it's so nimble through the corners, and it doesn't really take up a whole lot of space. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out a 2024 Mazda MX-5 Miata. And with the RF, the retractable hardtop, it is premium, it is way quieter, and in my opinion, it looks so much better. And a big thanks to Ben and the rest of the management and staff here at Furman Mazda in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Ben, and a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.